And if you're having trouble finding a job, the government is trying to help you become self-employed. We'll tell you how a new entrepreneurial program will put you back to work. So 5 states so far. Well, the U.S. government is trying to get more states to adopt this entrepreneur program. So exactly how does the program work? What are the requirements? How do you get involved with it? Financial expert Karen Lee joining us right now to help us understand it all. So who would be eligible? Well, I guess, A, how do you find out whether yours is one of those 5 states? And then how do you find out if you're eligible?
And actually, when I went on the government Department of Labor website, I saw only 5 states. But as I started researching it, I found more states than those 5 states. So first thing is ask at the unemployment office, does my state participate? If it does, though, you really don't have to do anything. From the state I spent the most time looking at their program, Washington State, you actually automatically go into a profiling system. It's interesting. This profiling system knows how to figure out who is likely to exhaust their benefits without finding a job.
Really?
Yes. Well, they do it by looking at your age, your education, the industry, and the demographic factors where you live. They can accurately determine who's likely to find work and who isn't. So if you're profiled as not likely to find work, you're going to get a letter that says you're welcome to be a member of our self-employment assistance program.
And then how long would it take once you said, okay, I'm interested in this? Yeah.
Well, basically what they're doing, you know, it sounded nice when Liz talked about it. You're just able to keep getting your unemployment and training instead of where you normally have to every week show them activities of how you're trying to get work. Now you're showing activities that I'm setting up a job. But the training is what's very valuable. Depending on your state, the government, your state department is going to offer training like entrepreneurial training, business consulting, technical assistance. So through that process, you're earning your unemployment check and learning. So I think it could be a fabulous program. Everybody that goes into being self-employed needs some help typically.
Well, it sounds encouraging, especially since so many people are out of work for long periods of time, 2 years, etc. The wheels start, you know, moving and they start thinking, wait a minute, why don't I find a way to work for myself? This seems like this is an avenue in which to do that.
It is, and I think what I totally agree with what you just said. I find more and more people, even people who are working now, just saying, you know, I want to get out of the workforce. I want to work from home. It's never been easier, Fred, with the internet and e-commerce. So I want to talk just briefly about the kinds of financial costs you need to be thinking about if you're thinking, I want to be self-employed. And this applies to whether you're currently working and planning your future or you're currently on unemployment. So the first thing is you got to remember startup costs. Now, where are you going to get that money from? Again, good news, not as high as they used to be if you're doing an internet-based business. But where are you going to get that money from? It's going to be a small business. Seed money. What are your ongoing home expenses, that bare bones budget? I want you to have 6 months minimum.
Pay that rent, pay your electricity, food,
exactly.
all that stuff.
It'd be great if you could have 12 months. But possibly the most important and most overlooked is health insurance benefits. Health, disability, life insurance. Too many Americans are so dependent on their company to take care of their insurance needs. And so when they find themselves unemployed or planning for self-employment,
there go the benefits.
Right. So you need to start.
Can you afford to still get your own benefits?
Absolutely. Those are the important considerations.
Lots of things to keep in mind. Okay, but it is an interesting and intriguing kind of first step. It really could get, you know, some folks thinking.
I think entrepreneurship is coming back in a big way, and I think it's the future of America. So, yeah, I think if you're unemployed and this program exists, take advantage of it, get the training, and
maybe more states indeed will you know, latch on. All right, Karen Lee, thanks so much. Always good to see you.
You too.
Have a good rest of the weekend. All right.